So yeah, this is a quick match against Kozoi from YouTube. Yeah, my friend let me borrow his mic because I asked him to, and yeah, so I'm able to record, I guess, this battle. I'm not sure if he'll let me like use it for longer. I don't know. So yeah, I lead off with Salamence. He leads off with Celebi, and I'm like, yes, Celebi, another Celebi lead. I love Celebi leads. They're just cool. And yeah, I knew his Scarf because I watched his previous battle, and yeah, I just went ahead and Draco Meteor to get some damage in, and it Thunder Waved me. And I knew he was gonna switch into, I guess, a Steel type, so I went ahead and just switched into Swampert, which pretty much was most Steel types, and he switches into Lucario, and I was like, alright, he's gonna switch out, so I decided to set up my Stealth Rocks, and he switches into Celebi, and he set up his Stealth Rocks, and I Ice Beam it just to, I guess, scout what was his last move. Like, perhaps it could have been like, I don't know. Well, he was tricked, so it didn't matter. So yeah, he switches into Gyarados. He Dragon Dances. I knew he was gonna Dragon Dance, so I went ahead and roared. And it brings out his Lucario, and I'm like, alright, after the Intimidate, can I KO this? But he goes for the close combat, and it pretty much, the Earthquake pretty much KOs. I don't know if a +2, a -1 Swampert, I don't think it would KO it with KO a Lucario with Earthquake. I don't know. I'm not sure. So yeah, I KO it, and he switches into Infernape, and I'm like, all right, let's see what he has, and he has a Grass Knot, and I'm like, all right, this is probably a mix Infernape. I don't know, and I sent in a Salamence just to scout out his moves. I know I didn't need him anymore at this point, and he carries Hidden Power Ice, and I'm like, all right. So I switched into yeah, Rodon, because I wanted to I knew at this point I could KO with Thunderbolt, since most Infernapes have naive nature and pretty much get ruined by special attacks, and with the Life Orb damage, I knew it was like safe to Thunderbolt. So yeah, he switched into Dragonite, and I switched into Celebi, predicting an Outrage or a Dragon Dance, but instead he goes for Draco Meteor. I'm like, alright, what type of Dragonite is this? I mean, it could be, I guess, Bex, I don't know, or it could be the famous mixed Dragonites that I see so often nowadays. And yeah, I think it was just a mixed Mence. I mean, mixed Dragonite, because the Life Orb. So yeah, I just went ahead and tricked, because my team falls to fire attacks. Like, I have 3 fire Pokemon, fire weaknesses, and yeah, a fire attack would pretty much KO anything. So yeah, he switches. He's in Switch. I trick it my Choice Scarf just to get him locked onto one attack, and he decides to Draco Meteor, which pretty much brings me down to yellow, and then he does it again, and it doesn't KO actually, and I was just like, wow. And I just Thunderbolt it just to KO it, and I switched into Jirachi just to scout out what his next Pokemon is, and I knew his last Pokemon was Gyarados, so I knew I could KO with Thunderbolt. And yeah, so I decided to Wish, because I wanted to scout out what Gengar this is, and it's a Life Orb Gengar, and I'm like, crap, because normally I could survive up to 3, I want to say 3 Shadow Balls from a Gengar without Life Orb, and yeah, and pretty much Calm Mind up, and then, you know, set up basically. And yeah, he has Life Orb, which pretty much 2-hit KOs me. So I decided to switch into Scizor. With the wish, it brings me back to full HP, and I'm like, yes. So he brings back his Gyarados, and it's Life Orbed, and I was just like, alright, crap, this guy's gonna KO me with a freaking waterfall, unboosted. But instead he goes for the waterfall, and it brings me down to yellow, and I'm like, alright, I can pretty much KO with Bullet Punch, and it doesn't. But thank God he was Life Orbed, and he killed himself with the Life Orb recoil. And yeah, good game, Kozoi. Nice team. Rate, comment, subscribe, guys.